How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all having a great day today. Yet another gloomy day on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, but hopefully you're all having a great day nonetheless. I know I am. Wanted to hop on here because I was thinking about a quote that one of my coaches, Jonathan Loudermilk, mentioned to me a while back. Actually, I've been working with him almost a year now, and it was towards the beginning of our partnership together. And he mentioned one thing to me which was pretty interesting because I'd never heard it before. And he said, if you're the smartest person in the room, find a new room. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's interesting. What exactly does that mean? But the more we talked about it, I got an understanding of what he's saying, and I've certainly experienced it, over this past year or so, certainly in the past 2 years since I started my business. For me, I knew for 26 years in journalism, I knew exactly what I needed to do at all times, especially, after all those years, that I could almost go into autopilot. If I had a story to write, I knew what I needed to do. I knew how much time I had. I knew exactly how I had to approach it. Didn't need anybody to tell me what I needed to do. I had it covered. But in this case, when I'm doing something completely different, completely, out of the norm from what I was doing previously. So I was learning from scratch. There were a lot of things that I didn't know, a lot more than even I thought I didn't know. So for me, it's an opportunity to learn every day from people who have been there, done that, not just in the fitness industry, but in all sorts of business related industries and fields. For me, that can only make me better. Being around people that A, make you feel uncomfortable because you realize how little you do know. B, make you really want to stop, shut your mouth and listen like I do and quite often. I know that's for a lot of you, that's probably hard to hear from, surprising to hear from me because I do like to talk. But when people like that, when they help me out, when they teach me new things, when they're just talking, I stop and listen, because they know what they're talking about and I'm still learning. For me, I've advanced so far in this industry and as a business person, as an entrepreneur over these past couple of years, and certainly in the last year and a half or so. And if I hadn't stopped to really listen to what people are trying to teach me, to really be open to learning. Let's face it, we don't always want to do that. We don't always want to admit that we don't know how to do something, that we don't know what we're doing, that we don't understand, and that we have to learn, we need to learn something. It's hard to admit that, especially as adults. I know for me, that was something I struggled with for years. I couldn't tell me what to do. But now with me being really open to listening more, learning more, admitting that, there's a lot I don't know. I work with people who have, let's face it, who have forgotten more about the fitness industry and business in general, lead generation, sales, the whole nine yards, who have forgotten more than I may ever learn. And that's a good thing. Those are the kinds of people you need to have in your life, both personally and professionally. So, when you hear me say something, like, family by choice, family of choice, these are people that are part of my family because I can learn so much from them each and every day. I like to ask a lot of questions. That wasn't something I used to do a lot before. I want to learn more. I want their opinion on things. I want them to tell it like it is to me. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong or needing to think a little bit differently or needing to approach things in a different way. I want them to tell me, and it's not a situation where I take offense, or I don't agree. I stop and listen to what they have to say, and I'll be damned. Surprise, surprise. The things that these people like Jonathan Loudermilk, Mark Zalmanoff, the entire FitPro Collective crew, Amanda O'Mara, my first coach, all these things that they taught me and I've listened have made me not just a better business person, not just a better health and fitness coach, but a better person, a better human being overall, because I've stopped, I've shut my mouth, and I've listened to what they have to say. And it goes beyond that. I mean, I like reading, but one thing I've really focused on is reading books by people who have been in sales, in fitness, in the business world for far, far longer than I have. And getting different perspectives on things. I can't, every day I pick up where I left off, read some more in a book, and come away with something that I can implement into my business plan or my daily plan each and every day. So here's what I recommend for all of you. Find these kinds of people, those that you can turn to and really learn from. Surround yourself with people like that. Because as cool as it may seem to be the smartest person in the group or be the smartest person in a room, you don't grow that way. You limit yourself in that regard because you're not learning, you're not being challenged, you're not being tested, you're not, being kept on your toes. And something that was very difficult for me to do back in the beginning is now something I certainly crave. And I appreciate all my coaches who I mentioned earlier, for all the work they've done with me and all the insight and information they've shared with me, because it's made me, much further along in the process as a business person, something that's already scary in and of itself, much further along in the process than I ever would have been, without them as part of my family. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you out there who always join in and hopefully learn something from me as I learn from so many people as well. You all have a great rest of the night. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, folks.